Hello, YouTube, and welcome to what is sure to be a somewhat interesting episode 4 of God of War Valhalla with a therapist. In the interest of full disclosure, this is a intro that you may or may not see. In between the last episode and this one, I unfortunately unplugged my PlayStation prior to saving where our checkpoint was. So when we start this episode, we will be on the beach. Presumably the same exact beach that we were on before I did the last run after I was killed by Tyr. If this ends up being exactly the same content on our way to the door, you won't see this. If it does end up being different, then hello. I am here to say that really sucked that happened, and you're going to see a bit of a replay of some content, but we're going to see something new, obviously, because you're here. So we are going to retread a little bit. You'll notice that we're not standing at the door that we were standing at the end of the last episode. I do apologize for that. I just sort of made a dumb mistake, and it is what it is. So we're doing our best with what we got. So that said, leave a thumbs up on this and leave a comment down below and follow the links in the description, and hopefully you don't see this message. But if you do, that means that there's something new here, so it's worth doing. Let's rock.
To adapt is to lean into the alchemy of turning adversity into advantage. Between you and me, there's nothing wrong with enjoying the fight.
Yeah. Alright, so I do still have all the spirit steels. Seems.
How can you resist investing in yourself?
Pretty sure I invested in vitality in the last one. No, I invested in... Oh, maybe not. Maybe... Okay. Maybe it did save. How... Whatever, it's gonna be weird.
Well fought, General. You made much better progress that time.
I must admit, Cedra, Valhalla isn't exactly what I imagined.
You're experiencing only a very small part of it. One that's independent and unconnected from the rest of Valhalla. Elsewhere, there are larger neighborhoods where the dead reside. Socializing, playing games, drinking, fighting. But one must earn the right to join their fallen comrades. New arrivals run a gauntlet. A personalized, self-contained version of what you're doing. It's meant to help the dead process the lives they lived. Those who are worthy, who have found some measure of closure, are allowed to move forward. Those who are unable to resolve their lives are forever trapped in their personal Valhalla. Some just prefer to keep fighting here.
Whoa. So when you are deemed to have worked through your shit, you can go. But if you continue to resist the impact and moments of your life, then you don't ever leave the loop. Wow. That's some powerful shit. The afterlife holding you accountable to the way that you lived. Alright, well that was new information, so consider this the next run. Just imagine I died at that last boss battle, I guess. Alright. Increases the damage of all Kratos ranged attacks and abilities by 30. Blocks and parries have a moderate luck chance to empower Kratos' next attack. The damaging explosion. Let's take the ranged specialist, because I like to chuck those spears, especially if we get our way to tier. Chaotic cyclones, repeated long range wind slices. Alright. In we go. God, I wish this was not a flashbang every time we walk through the door.
Did Valhalla return you to your forest last time?
Aye, brother. And this time I wasn't alone.
Were you attacked?
No, far from it. Apparently my Valhalla isn't the stuff of constant combat at all. The memories of mine it draws on are more interpersonal. To wit, I found myself reliving old times with my former crew of fairy folk. Cobweb, mustard seed, the whole pack of ne'er-do-wells. Such warm greetings for their old ringleader, like nary a day had passed.
Sounds pleasant.
Rather was, to be honest. I remain suspicious, but if this process is doing something for you, I remain open to seeing what it has in mind for me.
Alright, same dialogue there. Okay, so mixed or runic attack. That's a substantially increased amount of damage. Oh god. Stupid ass dodo bird. While blocking, take less damage from unblockable attacks and attacks from behind. Yes, please. Can we go mixed glyph again? Like what those have to offer. Here we go. Oh shit.
On your left!
Kratos takes reduced damage and has increased stagger resistance during his basic attacks and skills. Oh man, we're getting some good rolls here. I'm a big fan so far. Okay. Ooh. Want that chest. Come to daddy. Good. Good, 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 good. Weapon glyph or runic attack glyph. Weapon glyph.
We've come this far. Anything we need this
Launching
moment.
an enemy has a high luck chance to increase Kratos' strength and stagger resistance. That's not bad. Risen might. We'll hold on to that idea. Oh shit.
To your left! Behind you! Look out! Watch your right! Good hit, brother!
Alright. Not bad. It could have been better, but we'll take it. Elemental Siphon and Imbued Spears do increase melee damage. Hoplite, Lunge, and Phalanx Breaker skills apply more stun. Alright, let's go.
There's the one Valhalla singled out for you.
Oh,
You all right, brother?
what?
Careful, brother. You're covered in Bifrost. Brilliant kill. Valhalla will be impressed.
God damn it. took a little more damage there than I would have liked. Obviously. I didn't know that that thing could come around the corner like that, and I just let my guard down for like 2 seconds. Wait. Was that a chest where you have to, like, give up health? I don't think so. Come on, give me another shot at it. Okay.
Right then, time to ascend to the next area, if you're ready.
No, I think we're okay. We're gonna buy some help. Okay. How's my health looking? Guess we'll find out. Alrighty. Pray for me. I know. I love that he says I know there. Oh no, dude. Oh. God damn it. Oh, whatever. We got it. So I think the way that we're going to do this is I'm going to have Sean show the beginning, show what Sigrun said, fast forward, get to this door. Hi, YouTube. Here we go. This is where we were when we left off on the last episode. That actually worked out okay. Everything's going to be new going forward here because what Sigrun said was the only new thing that we saw in this actual run. So, beautiful. Let's see what happens. Crisis averted. Helheim.
Hard not to take Valhalla up on some help, even if it's just for this attempt.
Crest symbolizing your chosen path can be used to purchase greater rewards or combine with other crests to obtain a divine triumph. Oh, ooh. We just keep getting more and more cool stuff. Dude, the fact that these areas are lit by burning ash corpses is so metal. Okay. Gotta conserve as much of my health here as I can. So Helheim and Muspelheim also all come up to the same space. So that's what these other doors are in here. Cool. Let me go back to the Greek pantheon thingy mabobber. Neat. All right. We gotta do this thing again.
I'm back! What a thrill! Oh, I meant to ask, how did you like setting yourself on fire? Truly entertaining stuff. Sorry to miss how it ended up. I think maybe you still have some ash on your skin. Am I crazy?
Yeah. So glad to have you back, Helios. Here we go.
Incoming dive! You took out Valhalla's target, in case you didn't notice in your killing frenzy.
Go. I'm moving.
Hey, Blade Rain! Your target's walking around unkilled!
Whoa.
What did you let them hit us with?
Oh my god.
Poison.
Say what? Incoming back here!
Let's go. Go. Let's keep it moving. Get that health.
Another weapon, idiot! Only getting harder as you delay, Kratos.
Wasted time going for the chest. It's alright. It'll be okay.
Watch your right, moron. Back to the start and ascend, or whatever it is.
I'd love to, like, look around for more health, because it'd be really neat if there was more health laying around here somewhere.
You'd better hurry. Enemies will only get tougher the longer you take here. Floating eyeball tentacles? No, no to this.
Oh no, I'm going back to tier. No, as much as I would love to go do that, I don't think that's the smart play. Oh god, I'm turned around now.
Things just got harder. Did you forget that haste is a factor here?
There we go. That's what I wanted. Wanted some health. I'm going risk reward for the health right now. Good enough. All right. Let's see what this guy's got.
Oh, don't hurry up and make a decision on my account.
Health burst, spirits immediately, superior resurrection stone. Oh shit. Wish I could buy that. No, definitely need the health burst. Wish I could buy that. Increases stun delta airborne enemies. All right. Well, increases duration of all status effects applied to enemies by 50%. Increases all stun damage inflicted. Okay. Come on, Tyr. Let's see what you got for me, bud.
Oh, I'm back, brother.
Hello again, Kratos.
Wow, he comes right back.
Kratos will win this fight when he is ready for what lies beyond. Arms up! I feel the clarity coming over you as we fight, Kratos. Focus. Find your center. Find your truth.
Incoming! Above you!
Defend yourself. Come on! Good reflexes. I'm impressed. Come on!
Ooh, he did die. Oh, nice.
Well done, Kratos. I yield.
Good then.
Perhaps you are ready now.
Am I?
Honestly, nobody can truly say that but you.
Tyr has been revealed as having sent me an invitation to Valhalla. Despite my initial doubts, I do not question his intentions. He feels a kinship with me and only wishes to help me find my path. He is among the most formidable opponents I have ever faced, and I feel my skills grow. But his insight into my struggle is just as valuable. I now understand firsthand why he is so beloved in his time. Wow, that's cool of Kratos to be able to like acknowledge that, to say like his insight into my struggle is valuable. There are actually a lot of people who see other people's insight into their issues as a threat, because it's vulnerable to acknowledge that, and it feels vulnerable when it happens. And in some ways that can actually be one of the things that leads people to be averse to speaking to therapists, because they're worried that a therapist may have some level of understanding or insight about what's going on for them that they do not, and that can be unsettling. I mean, I empathize with that immensely. The idea that an outside observer could potentially understand some aspect of your issues, not the pure subjective experience of it, but some aspects of it, and have some degree of expertise on an experience that you're having that you may not have, and be able to impart that on you, that can feel invasive. That can be difficult to manage. But if you're a person watching this game, watching this playthrough, and you've been thinking to yourself, wow, it's really cool that Kratos has all these amazing people in his life to help him through that struggle. But if you say to yourself, no, I don't need other people to help me with mine, you really ought to reflect on that. There is value to people having a degree of insight and expertise on the things that are happening for you, and it can really speed up a healing process or a change process if that's something that you want for yourself. So I love that Kratos is acknowledging that there, because it really is something that we could all be inspired by. Can I talk to you, Tyr? I really want to talk to you. What up, Bez? But it is important that you surround yourself by the right people. All right, see what's behind the door.
I am not ready.
Yet. But we will get you there.
You're saying you sent the invitation in the first place?
Yes. And look, I think Kratos may have survived that time.
So it's Tyr's game you're playing? This is all his idea?
A game is not his purpose. There is something here I must see through.
And what is that exactly?
Process.
All right. If it's helping, I trust you both.
We all do. As we trust in Valhalla.
Even after what it did to you.
I knew the rules and chose to break them. I regret nothing.
I actually like that Kratos is being a bit cryptic about what all of this is for him. I like it from a design standpoint and from a Sony Santa Monica's appreciation of the character going through this process standpoint. I think that's a pretty realistic way for him to engage with this. Kratos has a very loose, felt idea of what he wants to do and what he's working through, but to give him the level of vocabulary and insight to perfectly articulate this to Freya, I think would be short-sighted, because I don't know that that would be realistic for him. So I love that he's able to whittle this down to the idea that he's going through a process, one that he does not necessarily fully understand yet, but is willing to engage with, meaning that he is willing to lean in a bit to the unknown on the chance that it could be a profoundly good thing for him. And I've been saying the word admire a lot with Kratos, but that is admirable. He is trusting, not necessarily, I mean, he is trusting the process itself, but I think more importantly, he's trusting his engagement with the process. And that's a very important distinction to make. And again, it's another thing that we talk about sometimes with therapy, which is trusting it as a process. But you also have to trust yourself in that process, trusting that you will commit to it, that you will engage with it, that you'll lean into the vulnerability of it, that you will respond to it in a way that is effective, vulnerable, curious, compassionate, etc. And I think that's really the thing that sets this apart from like a normal engagement with whatever this could be, is that Kratos is really willing to reckon with himself and is willing to engage with whatever this brings up for him with open arms, trusting that doing that is going to lead somewhere that he may want to go. You never want to underestimate the power of leaning into your willingness and commitment and discipline to engage in a process that could be good for you, even if it means not quite knowing what's coming. So good stuff, Kratos. Is process a specific therapy word? Is it something more general? Well, process is just a movement from point A to point B. It's the how do you get from one location in space-time to another. So we talk in many of these playthroughs, but we talk about this in graduate school when you go to become a therapist, which is the difference between content and process. And this actually might be a good opportunity for me to talk about that difference as it relates to this specific DLC, which is like when you're a therapist, one of the things that you want to intercept, work with, facilitate change in, etc., are people's process, not necessarily the content of what they're talking about. Content is important, but process tends to transcend content. So an example of the difference in this DLC is that the content of this is Kratos was the god of war, Kratos destroyed Greece, Kratos is experiencing grief, he's seeing his story through the eyes of Mimir and Atreus, etc. Like that's the content. The process of this is Kratos is opening his mind to new ways of understanding and framing his lived experiences and the ways in which it affects him in the here and now and his choices going into the future. He is fighting through adversity. He's fighting through the unknowns. He is pushing through. That is the process. Another way of looking at it is that where Kratos might need to fight things in order to preoccupy his mind, in order to engage with the depth of what it is that's available here in Valhalla, Mimir is going through a different content altogether, and his process is more interpersonal. He responds more to warmth, admiration, acknowledgement, etc. And so that's his process, is managing that, engaging with that in order to get to a similar end. You could plug the content in to that process and there will still be that richness there because of their willingness to engage through it. So in the most simple terms, content is what you fight about. Process is how you fight. And we tend to want to go to changing how you fight. Kratos used to avoid, shut down, become really terse, all these sorts of things. Now Kratos is engaging with empathy. He's leaning in. He is opening himself up to the opinions of others. There's a lot more going on for him here in terms of how he's going through this fight than he may have otherwise done 100 years ago. I hope that makes sense. I cannot emphasize enough how awesome this DLC is. I'm so glad this was made. Like, I really am. I'm so glad that this was made. This is everything I could have ever wanted from a DLC when I was playing Ragnarok. New eternal labor unlocked the cycle. This labor awards divine triumph and resets each time you defeat Tyr. The cycle can be found in goals under labors. Okay.
Valhalla is a place of constant flux. Adaptability gives us a means to navigate the uncertainty.
Take a look at it. Let's see what kind of new... Ooh. Ooh, that goes hard. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Ooh, actually, that fortified frost now. Nice. This armor is so cool. Hell yeah.
Keep your eyes on the horizon, General.
Keys to unlock sanctuary barriers can now be acquired from the Tablet of Influence. Ooh.
Bargain away, brother. Valhalla expects it.
Permanently remove a barrier inside of the sanctuary. Oh, is that right? You don't kidding. Which one do you think I should take, Mr. Kitty? Huh? Hmm? Increase the number of glyphs sold by Tablets of Endeavor in the upper realms to 2. What are you doing, dude? What's up, bud? You here to help me out? You here to help me out? To those who may not like the appearance of my cats, because it is immersion breaking, I don't know what to tell you. Sorry. I love them. So they're here to stay. Okay. But we are going to go down here. We're going to go down. All right. Glyph slot. Add an empty slot to the glyph tablet, allowing Kratos to equip one more glyph per attempt. Interesting. I really want the starting resurrection. I would like to have 2 resurrection stones, but I actually feel okay about where we're at so far. I'm gonna buy one of the. I'm gonna buy a couple of those keys. Can you decide what you want, please? Relics can now be equipped at the relic pedestal when starting an attempt. More can be found unlocked within Valhalla. Activate a relic with L1 plus circle. Oh, interesting. Okay, relics can now be equipped. Charge the sword to sacrifice health and deal damage. No. Push enemies back with force and grant an aura of protection. Yes. Do that. Alright. Cool. Big fan. Sigrun's gone. Oh, Sigrun's down on the beach with Freya. Alright, flashbang.
Kratos, I'm glad to see you're back inside. It seems Valhalla has arranged something special for you in the throne room. See you again soon, Kratos.
Is that right? In the throne, you say. Don't threaten me with a good time here. Oh, drastically increases the power of the elemental siphon skill while charging flame whiplash, scoring yourself with precision throw with the axe. Oh, hey! I'm excited to see what kind of changes there might be in here. Oh.
I know this.
You remember this, Kratos. The memory is vivid. A familiar scene to any that know your legend. A man at the crossroads of a fateful decision.
Aye, you've spoken of this, brother. The pact you made with Ares to stave off the barbarian horde.
The day I sold my soul to a god of war. Why show me this?
Well, if I had to guess, probably to make you feel like the piece of shit you are.
Is he necessary?
He's no part of my design. He's either Valhalla's or yours.
I think I have a hypothesis about what Helios is. I think Helios is the personification of Kratos' negative self-talk. Only because it's charming and verbose and flowery, we don't associate it with Kratos. We see it as an external voice. And I think in some ways it might be that it represents how distant, not how distant Kratos is from that voice, but how distant Kratos is from recognizing that his negative self-talk is his own. That it's something that it's easier to see it when it's been externalized. And Helios is like a representation of that. Kratos can split against it. Like, you can see that he's frustrated with the fact that Helios is there. Helios says, well, yeah, it's to show you the piece of shit that you are. That is not a far cry from the kind of thing that Kratos says, just in a lot fewer words. So having Helios around is a way for us to potentially see the way that negative self-talk part of Kratos processes the things that are happening as well as himself relative to those things. And there's a deeper level for me to go here. So obviously I'm going to do it, which is that none of us come out into this world with shitty narratives about ourselves. Like you don't show up into the world and develop language and immediately start saying I'm awful. You don't even make value judgments aside from whether something is survivable enough immediately. We learn these things. And we learn these things in large part by borrowing the narratives or our perceived narratives that other people have growing up in order to create language and judgments about ourselves. This is why it is so deeply important for children to have parents who are consistent, reliable, stable, and help them build strong, empowered narratives that are realistic about themselves. Because otherwise, you start borrowing from not so great stuff. So if Kratos didn't have a great internalized example of how to build self-esteem, and he goes through the world on just this blazing rampage, and people like Helios constantly tell him that he's a piece of shit for doing so, he's going to start borrowing that when he gets to a point that he develops empathy. I'm guessing he probably didn't give two shits about what Helios had to say back in the day, but now that Kratos is an empathic person who takes into account context and care and all these sorts of things, it's a lot easier to open yourself up to hearing what those types of voices have to say. The problem is that we often hear those voices internally and we think it's ourselves. Where if you go to the grocery store and you buy the wrong bottle of soy sauce and then you get in the car and you realize you did it and you say, you're such a freaking idiot. You're a no good, can't do anything right ever piece of shit. We think that that's ourselves saying that, but that's a borrowed narrative. You didn't develop that autonomously. There are probably people in your past that if they heard you saying that to yourself would be sitting there saying, like nodding their head, or might even be saying it to you instead of you having to say it to yourself. And so one of the things that we try to help people do in therapy sometimes is divorce themselves from the idea that the narratives and the voices and the judgments that you hear in your head about yourself aren't yours. And so if they're not yours, whose are they? So that's a form of trying to externalize. And there is narrative therapy is an approach to therapy that is built upon this idea that we externalize some of these self-defeating narratives. And so Helios, in my opinion, is a concrete, tangible manifestation of that externalization for Kratos, where he's interacting a bit with his own negative self-talk by downloading it into Helios. And so eventually what we would want to see is that Kratos goes, you know what, this isn't actually Helios. This is Helios saying things that I sometimes believe about myself when I think about certain aspects of my past. And so if I can maybe fight against Helios, maybe even draw some empathy for where Helios is coming from, perhaps I no longer have to engage with Helios, but I engage more with myself. And what do I want to be saying about myself in these moments instead? Instead of looking back at my past and saying what a piece of shit I was and what a piece of shit I am, perhaps it's, well, maybe I'm not particularly fond of what I did in the past, but how can I be a better person now? It's really interesting stuff that Helios keeps showing up when we see his past. So, whether that's actually what Helios is or not, I don't know. But I certainly am starting to look at him that way, because if all of Valhalla in some ways is a manifestation of Kratos' mind, it stands to reason that to some extent Helios is a manifestation of Kratos' mind. And you could maybe even make the argument that Mimir is the other voice, that Mimir is this emerging voice of like reason and empathy that he has, and he's seeing them war back and forth with each other, and that neither of them is actually with him. That would be interesting to me too. Anyway, I appreciate y'all being here. Thanks for caring about what I have to say. I hope you find it interesting in some capacity. I'm sure you do, since you're still here, but I do appreciate you being here and enjoying this wonderful DLC with me.
At least he hasn't replaced me again. Not yet, anyway. Seems a real charmer.
Also, Mimir can kind of see it. It's so interesting. Okay.
A memory fragment of your time in Alfheim, then?
Tell me, who was Kratos of Sparta the day you made your pledge to Ares?
I was the youngest captain in the Spartan army. I had gained a reputation for my skills in combat, my command on the battlefield, but also my aggression. I was determined to never lose, and until then, never had. My men were loyal, fiercely so.
How many Spartans did you command?
Not enough that day.
How many barbarians did you face?
Thousands.
Oh, keep going. It's totally understandable why he did this, but I do want to just point out a little bit of process there, which is that Tyr asked him who he was when that happened, and he answered with his role. Like, he answered with a designated role that's a bit more external. Like, I was a general. I was this. I was that. Which is fine. I mean, I think most of us would probably answer that way. But it would be interesting if we heard him say things more like, I was a young, naive, ignorant is maybe the better word rather than naive, although I guess you could use them interchangeably. It's more, I guess, the more empathic one. I was doing my best to try to figure out what my role was in this world, had some given to me, and didn't really think critically much about what that actually meant for me, and I just went with the flow. That's a much more empathic way of looking at who the Kratos the person was at the time that that was happening, and then asking how that contrasts with Kratos the person now, because the roles are just external. Like, you're not defined by what you do for a living, as much as Americans in particular like to believe that that's the case. You're defined as who's the person who's occupying the various roles that have either been designated to you or that you have taken on yourself. So this isn't a critical comment about Kratos. It's just, these are the things that I notice when I watch interactions, is that, like, Kratos answered that question by talking somewhat collectively and talking about external things rather than engaging with who he himself was internally. Probably because it was beat out of him by being raised as a Spartan. Like, that context does matter. I do wish that conversation would keep going a bit, though. So what is this?
Ah, seems you must endure a burden for a time to receive a greater reward. Be tempted?
Ooh. Decrease the healing from health stones, rage, and gear. Disables the use of resurrection stones. Or soulless rebuke. Some fleeting echoes will be lost whenever Kratos is hit by an enemy attack. Seized rage burst. Nah. Amazing to me that we keep coming into new areas. Like, I would have totally understood if there were like 6 areas that we went into in this entire DLC. The fact that this DLC is free, what an unbelievably awesome gift. I just want to explore it all. Meanwhile, people will pay $40 to look cooler in Call of Duty. You know? Alright. I do not love these Bifrost guys.
Use your shield strike.
Oh, bullshit. I hit that. Wow. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. It really does seem like this DLC was made for you. I know, that's what everybody keeps saying. It would be the ultimate honor if there was any way in any kind of possible thought of me when this was created. It feels a bit egocentric to think that that's the case. Also, knowing how long game development takes, I have to believe this was in development long before I ever played the game. But I do think it's cool that people thought of me while they're playing through it, so I suppose that's a testament to the run. Oh. I only get one? God damn it. Well.
Dear, why help prepare me to take your old position? Why not fulfill it yourself? You seem capable.
To the mortals of these realms, I am an ancient myth, long out of mind. The days I could hope to unify these realms are long past. But they see you as the hero of Ragnarok. You are known and respected. And from what I have seen, you're the most qualified by far. You need only be ready.
I mean, that's just part of the process here. I can understand why Kratos would ask that question. I do think that it's important for Kratos to listen to some of the external here. Like, he has a lot of people. He's got Freya, he's got Tyr, he's got Mimir. Like, basically every good influence in his life that he trusts is telling him that he would fit this role. And it just goes to show you. This is a lesson, big general meta lesson here. Because I think every single person on the planet can connect with this. We care so deeply about what other people have to say, but it ultimately doesn't matter until you decide to do something about it. And it doesn't matter. Mimir, Freya, Tyr, Atreus, Faye, doesn't matter. Every single person on the planet could say, Kratos, you're a good dude. You should be the God of War. You are well equipped. You are absolutely the right guy for the role. And until Kratos does what he has to do to agree with that and come to that conclusion on his own, he's either not going to do it or he's not going to be fully mentally committed to it. You have to decide that you want to change stuff. You have to decide what you want to be, where you want to put your effort, what you want to do, how you want to spend your energy, your time, etc. Like, you are the one that has to make that determination. No amount of any energy from anybody else is going to actually push you to do that. Is it motivating to hear other people say that you're qualified for stuff? Yes, absolutely. Is it helpful to have a support system that believes in you? 1,000% yes. But you've got to get on board with these things. You have to see yourself as capable, eventually, if not now, of doing the things that you deem to be important and meaningful for yourself. And if you don't do that, everybody's around you is going to feel like they're trying to drag you up a mountain. And eventually people are going to give up, because at some point you got to start walking up the mountain yourself. So that's why Kratos has to go through this, if that's what he wants to do. Like, this is all about Kratos coming to terms with himself and what he wants. He never had this kind of thing facilitated for him. So now, at this point in his life, he's finally at a place where he can. And that's why I admire and appreciate so immensely his willingness to lean into it. It's awesome. He didn't have to say yes to that note. He doesn't have to keep going through the door. He could hop on the boat and leave. He doesn't have to do that. But he is. And that's so important. So you can rely on people to bolster you to an extent, but eventually it's on you to do the shit that you want to do. And it goes for all of us. I'm not immune from that. Question mark? Oh. You really gotta threaten me with a good time, eh, Sony? Probably open at least one of these. I bought 2 keys. I might as well open one.
Not afraid of a little give and take, I see.
Sacrifice health for a gold perk cliff. I normally don't like doing this. But I will. Do it for the content. Look at that, I got a little bonus on the back end. Hey. Olivia, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. Appreciate that immensely. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright, we gotta go through the question mark. Right? We gotta do it. Absolute must. What do you got for me, question mark? Eyeball is my favorite. Eyeballs and Bifrost, dude. We're really getting after it.
Well, this is an unusual little corner of Valhalla, isn't it? Shall we see what else we can find in here?
Dude, are you serious? They even have these chests in here? What? Hey guys, I have an idea. Let's take every single asset that we ever used in all of Ragnarok and let's just put it into a DLC. And then let's have therapists.
Who knows what's waiting for you in that
let's
mist.
have him go through therapy. And then let's make it free. Okay, yeah, let's get on that. Leave no stone unturned. Infinite budget. Does it give you more story stuff as you explore or complete rounds? if I die, if I complete rounds, it seems like you get more story the more you run through the game. I was told by a person who is absolutely an authority on giving me this information that I should not play this on the easiest difficulty setting, because if you play it on the easiest difficulty setting and you blow through it, you can miss content. So that's why I'm on like the third difficulty tier. I've died a couple times. We've gotten more story as a result, so. And to the person who told me that, thank you.
I think we're meant to choose one chest or the other. Shall we have a look?
See, this is why you take the question mark. You never know what you're gonna get. FBI. Ooh. Shit, I forgot. What I'm supposed to do with these. Oh, there we go. Thought they might be spear related. Where are you at, Owl? Goodness, I can't remember if they all have to be visible from that specific spot, or if I gotta walk around a wee bit. Oh, there's another one. Oh, there's two of them. Yeah. Drop near crest. Ooh, good. That was a thing that I wanted for a reason that I don't remember. All right, cool. Well, that was cool. That was a neat little diversion. Let's get back after it. Got mixed or weapon? Go mixed.
Shit. We're burning! Right flank!
God damn it. Stupid idiot thing. Oh man, I hate these. Oh, I hate these. You know what? Sick of this shit. Dude, I love that these things can get stun locked by this. Oh. Stupid ass singing things. God, I hate those things. Lost.
Behind you, watch out!
God, are you kidding me?
Valhalla, throw a bounty on that one! 300! Left flank! One left. That's the one you needed.
Okay. Got it. Saturn, thanks for the Prime sub. I appreciate that.
Excellent. The way should be clear. Up and onward.
Indeed. Buy ourselves a bit of
A
health here.
short-term advantage could pay off.
Okay. Oh. And again, thank you all for being here. Whoa.
We're funding! That'll do it, brother!
Milky Mjolnir. A troll, again. We fought many in our time together, so I find it curious why the one found in Svartalfheim mine would be pulled from my memory. Perhaps his presence looms large since this is where we freed the imposter Tyr. Your absence is always on my mind, but perhaps Brock's is as well. Yep. Important moments. What is the common thread, Kratos? See, that's one of the things that we would want to really reflect on, is what are the common threads within these moments? What are the patterns? And are some of those patterns worth perpetuating, and are some of those patterns worth disrupting? Important questions for us to all ask. Ooh, big boost to defense.
Hello again, Kratos.
Hi, Helios.
I must say, it's genuinely hard to think of anything stupider than pledging your soul to Ares of all people. I mean, any of Zeus's brood are bound to be garbage, present company by no means excluded. But Ares made a real art out of being vicious and depraved. Though, I suppose I can't begrudge you your role model. I see you still use the blades he gave you. Can you really say you regret a decision and still keep benefiting from the trappings of that decision?
Yes.
I'm not sure, I'm just asking.
Yes.
You ever try to do the math on how many people died as a result of your little collaboration? Like contemplating the grains of sand on a beach, isn't it? Just overwhelming, honestly.
I do appreciate that Kratos doesn't respond. He just listens.
Please, take your sweet, sweet time.
The thing that I would be talking to Kratos about if I'm, if I'm his therapist, which I guess in this context I kind of am, is that Helios is stuck on who you were. Helios is stuck on what you've done. Helios is stuck on all of the things that are unchangeable. He's talking about things that no matter how often you want to think about them, reflect on them, lament them, none of it is ever going to change. So in that way, Helios really doesn't have a lot of power. He's trying to make it seem like who you were is who you are. And your task right now is to counter that narrative. It's to remember that the power you have is in who you are now and the decisions you make going forward. And Helios doesn't know what those are. So Helios is trying to get you to believe that that's what you're doomed to repeat doing because that's a known quantity. But it's not actually a known quantity. It's only known insofar as it already happened. It's not known insofar as it will happen again. Our brain loves to play tricks on us. Our brain loves to make us believe that because you've done something in the past, you're doomed to do it again. But you're not. So Helios doesn't actually have any power here. And so Kratos' lack of response, I think, is important because it doesn't reinforce Helios talking to him. And then Kratos can do all this work internally while Helios is talking to him. I'm not saying that Kratos shouldn't be held accountable for his actions in the past, but he is at any point in time capable of doing something new now. And I would like to remind chat, please, 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 please do not spoil anything. Hypothesizing about certain things can sometimes fall into spoiler territory because it's hard for mods to know whether you're hypothesizing or whether you actually know the answer to something. So please just be mindful of that. Is anything Helios said valid in terms of making Kratos face what he's done? Yeah, he's talking about facts. He did sell his soul to Ares. He did that. He was a god of war. He slaughtered hundreds of people. None of what Helios is saying actually has any judgment attached to it. He's just talking about facts. When he says you're a piece of shit because of it, that's a judgment. But everything Helios has said is valid insofar as it's a true statement about things that actually happened. We're the ones that fill in the blanks with the judgments we make about it, which is an important point of this entire thing. Helios presents, you sold your soul to Ares, you did this, you did that, blah, 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 blah. Well, you don't have to fall on the judgments of hindsight. You don't have to fall on the judgments of maybe what was going on at the time when it happened. You can look at those things more empathically. You can take development and context into account. In fact, I would argue that it's incredibly important to do that. You're never going to change what happened, but you can reprocess what happened means for you now. That's going to be a common theme throughout this entire playthrough, if you haven't already caught on that it is. So yeah, what Helios is saying is valid. If he says you're an asshole, douchebag, piece of shit, no good for nothing ever, then that's not valid. But your past is your past, man.
What is that?
Looks like someone left you a party favor. Oh, and it's a symbolic totem of your shame. That's so thoughtful. Oh, now you've done it. You're being judged. And we all know your past actions wouldn't pass muster with anybody.
Past actions. Valhalla has conjured an object from my past, an amber stone symbolizing the sworn oath of a prisoner, an oath observed and enforced by the furies of my homeland. It's a painful reminder of the oath I once pledged to Ares, the day I strayed from a worthy and honorable path. Yes, but you don't have to continue walking down that path. You could turn around, process and back through that path and get back to the fork and then go in the other direction. And that's what we're doing right now in Valhalla. Don't you love to see it? I do. Friends, this is going to be a good stopping point for me because I am tired and I'm running out of gas. And I don't want to do this playthrough while I'm out of gas. I'm not going to unplug my PlayStation next time, so we will be back at this point when we start the next stream. Thank you so much for making it through part 4. I appreciate so much your willingness to engage with this playthrough and be here with me. It is truly lovely having you aboard. I suppose I probably should save just in case because I'm remembering that I can do this. Beautiful. All right. Excellent. There we go. So, thank you so much for all of your support of this. If you have left a like and a comment, if you follow the links down in the description, thank you very much for doing that. If you're subscribed to the channel, you're the best. If you're not subscribed to the channel and you haven't given a thumbs up, please do that on your way out. I am trying to get this playthrough out to as many people as I possibly can, and your engagement on these videos helps me do that. So thanks. Those of you that have financially supported these streams and YouTube videos in any kind of way, thanks for that as well. If you are binging this, I will see you right here, the next episode. And if you're waiting for the next one to come out, we will get it out as soon as we can. So thanks for all your support. Appreciate you. You matter. Catch you on the next one.